This is our fire starter.
I prefer not to use it.
And you can use it as an emergency situation or just a backup plan if you're camping or hiking. We like to show you worst case scenario first, and that's wet. Okay? For whatever reason, you had it in your backpack or you were fishing, you fell in the river, you just got the earthquake kit in the backyard, and you go back there and you open the lid, you needed it, and everything's wet, you just give it some shakes, some squeezes, don't worry about getting it all out. Okay? You want to separate it, you want to get a lot of surface area in there. If you're cold and hypothermic, they call that the flower of life. Okay? You're separating those hairs to oxygen, and you're creating a lot of surface area for a random spark to hit because you can't really aim a spark. Okay? You want a reliable fuel source or an open flame or a spark, and this is neither one. If those get cold or wet, they're toast. You just want a good spark. Now that's wet. The little sparks you hear, you see, are the hydrogen separate from the oxygen. We'll give it a little hand here. Now, it doesn't matter, like I said, that was wet. It doesn't matter if the ground that you're trying to start your fire on is wet or not. Eventually, that's going to soak up enough water that it will go out. So, when it does that, you just squeeze it out, shake it like that, put it back in your tube, save it for another fire. Let's say you were in the river, and you were fishing, and you fell in. You just barely got out, so you're under a lot of stress. You almost lost it, okay? Your hands are cold and shaking. You drop it on the ground, you step on it, doesn't matter. Pull the fibers apart. You separate it, put it to a spark or a flame. Now, you're camping. You went on a little hike, you got away from the camp. You didn't take your jacket, you got up high, and you got a little wet again. You don't have any fuel up there where you're at, you can't find any real good wood. That's about 5 minutes worth of fire. Put your hands over mine, over the top. That's an incredible amount of heat for a little bitty fire. Okay? So you get your warmth back. So that feels good. Your hands are working again. Get up close to it because it's a manageable flame that you practice with and you know and you understand. Get up close to it to get your core temperature back. Okay? You put it out. Put it back in your container. You get another mile or so down the trail. Okay? You pull it out. You're getting cold again. You separate your fibers. Now you're a little bit lower and there's a little bit of wood. You found some wood. So you get your fire built up in your little crosshatch, however you were taught, in a teepee. I'm going in the wind, so it's going right into my finger. So you get your fire going, and you look in there and you say, oh, my fire's going. But my fire starter's still burning. So you reach in with a knife or a stick and you pull your fire starter out, you put it out, you put it back in the container. You keep doing that and using it until it's white ash. If it's not this white ash, there's still fuel in it, okay? And it doesn't matter, okay, even that's all black, most of it's all black, don't get rid of it. Okay, we're on the, what's that show, the Survivor Show, okay? And they call Bear Grylls in the room. They say, Bear, start me a fire with that and a spark or your show's canceled. And he says, I'm done. All right, but you're going to walk in the room and you're going to say, start my new show. That's a pretty good wood to start a fire with. But just less than that's probably like a 64th, of an ounce. The fire's going. I've still got fire starter left. I might as well jump the trigger there. But it burns so incredibly hot and it has such a long sustaining heat. And we designed it that way. This is our invention. We're local to Monroe here. We're not something for the show. So you got your fire going. You've still got fuel there. Put it out. Put it back in your container. Because you can still get another fire out of that. We don't call this unstoppable because you can't put it out. We call it unstoppable because you can't hardly not get it lit. in any condition. It's still a fuel source.
Amazing.
I can still start the fire with that on the water. I'm pushing it now. Oh my God. Oh, did we do it? I can't see. Oh my God. That's cool.
Good job.